almost is still better than not at all. Alright. Woo-wee, yep. Woo-wee indeed. Alright. Happy effing Friday, buddy. Yep. Happy Friday indeed. Alright. Now we wait. Now we wait. Now we wait. Meow, woof. Oh, hey, didn't expect. Actually, hey, I did not expect you to show up within the first 2 minutes. Yeah. One second. I wasn't saying BS, yep. I wasn't saying that sarcastically, by the way. It's just I'm not used to you showing up this early. That hasn't happened. Not for long because I'm editing. Well, of course, but I mean, stay as long as you want, at least. Again, editing, but however long you want to stay is however long I'm okay with. Unless you start another joke that everybody decides to run with. If you do that, you can get the hell out. I still have not determined your punishment yet. I'm waiting for Sylph to get. Do you have any more interesting facts about Wonder After Dark you can share with us? I mean, yeah. Oh, you were asking. I think he just left again, but I don't know. The counter on the top there went down from 2 to 1. I don't know. Unless he's still here. I don't know. YouTube likes to mess with those numbers up there. Except for the last 2 episodes where you absolutely could not fake that number even if you tried. Boy, he's taking his sweet ass time to get here. The only reason I haven't started yet is because I'm waiting for more of a crowd. Granted, I've done episodes of this show for an audience of 0 before, so it's nothing out of the ordinary there. Just waiting for literally anybody to get here. Although I feel like this is, yeah, based on, oh, just gotta keep waiting patiently, yep. Are you from North Carolina? I mean, I'm not gonna say specifically where. like where in the state, but I will say I'm in that general area. If you're planning to dox me with that information, do not. I repeat, do not. If that's why you're. One of our buddies lives in Kingston. Oh, okay, so that's why. The only reason all my friends died in North Carolina. Yep, alright. We have somewhat of an audience tonight. Also, Spider was briefly here, but then he left again because he's editing right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Welcome to Wonder After Dark. So, before I begin reading about tonight's topic, there are two things I would like to say. First off, I didn't intend for the chair here to become an editing because he wants to survive you. R.I.P. Gas's friends. Yeah, anyway. What I was saying. Alright, but I didn't. Before I begin reading, let me just go ahead and get the page ready. Before I begin reading, though, I did not intend for the chair to become such a mainstay on the show, but I mean, if your asshole operates like how mine does, and standing does a lot to you for over an hour, so it's really a comfort thing at this point. Also, just depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes, you've seen lately, sometimes I'll stand up still, sometimes I'll sit. Anyway, just felt like throwing that in. Number two. This is a rare case tonight where we're actually skipping a few sequels and jumping straight to a specific one. Granted, I'm sure we've done that before, but still a rare case. With that being said, I guess I should still. All my friends skipped Leprechaun. Yep. With that being said, though, I guess I should still recap how we got to this point. Hurting assholes sounds ouchy. Yep. You know, considering that you're not somebody I seem to know, you still talk like somebody I know. No one specifically, I just mean in general. All my friends. No, stop. I saw the word. I knew instantly what had just come out your mouth. Oh my god. If anyone else shows up tonight, you're going to be boiled. Anyway, what I was saying. Alright. But yeah, to recap how we got up to this point. Saying gas. Okay, anyway. To recap how we got to this point exactly. In January of 1993, Trimark Pictures released a little film called Leprechaun. It was a weird, low-budget comedy horror about Warwick Davis as a little killer leprechaun who terrorizes a family. All my friends went to applesauce. Yep, anyway. But yeah, as I was saying, it was a weird, low-budget horror movie about Warwick Davis as a killer leprechaun. Now, although the film received largely negative reviews, it was still a commercial. That was not Pepsi with lemon, it was grapefruit. Oh! Oh no. Fuck the laptop, that's even worse. You now had your laptop moment. I didn't realize there was a translation on the back. Okay, anyway. What I was saying. All right, but okay, but what I was saying. Anyway, although the crit Silv slash trip slash chapstick being stupid episode 1. 1? I think you mean episode 9 million. And that's 9 million shared between you and everyone I know, including myself. Anyway, I feel like the 2020s are just when we all went stupid. Now, anyway, what I was saying. Let's go with episode 9. Episode 9 to be safe. Yeah, anyway. Okay, but Leprechaun, although the critical reception to Leprechaun was quite negative, it was a commercial success. And typically, when a film is a commercial success, that usually means more. I may be racist, but okay, anyway. And lived on Nick. Anyway. And typically, when a film is a commercial success, that typically means more to follow, even if the original film wasn't very good. So, of course, this led to Leprechaun 2, which we were not interested in, Leprechaun 3, which we were not interested in, Money, 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 yep, and the one which we were interested in, Leprechaun 4 in Space. Why they didn't just call it Leprechaun in Space, I have no idea. I mean, yes, Leprechaun 4 is consistent, but money, 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 yep. What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original? Money. Okay, anyway. But, yeah. We're just going to skip Leprechaun 2 and 3 and jump straight to 4 just because Leprechaun in Space. Tell me that is not the title of all time. Anyway, in space, yep. Oh, and I guess I should probably add before I continue. While Leprechaun 1 and Madam Web in Space, no. Okay, I guess I should probably add, by the way, before I continue, because it's kind of important we have this bit of context. While Leprechaun 1 and 2 came out in theaters, every film 41-year-old virgin in space. Oh, God. Anyway, what I was trying to say, while Leprechaun 1 and 2 made it to theater, colorblind. Can you please stop and let me finish? Anyway, while Leprechaun 1 and, yes, colorblind in space. Anyway, funny. It's always sunny in space. Okay, anyway, while Leprechaun 2 and, God damn it. Okay, while Leprechaun 1 and 2 came out in theaters, Leprechaun 3, 4, and so on went straight to video. It's important that we have that bit of context there. Anyway, on to the main attraction. Leprechaun 4 in Space, which for simplicity's sake I'm just going to be referring to as Leprechaun 4 from here on out, is a 1996 American science fiction comedy horror film directed by Brian Trenchard Smith and written by Dennis Pratt. Warwick Davis stars as the titular Leprechaun, who terrorizes a marine crew aboard a spaceship in order to retrieve a princess he intends to wed. Yes, you heard all of that correctly. Not a damn word of that was either mispronounced, read wrong, or... Again, all of that I said correctly. You heard all of that correctly. Anyway, the film was produced by Trimark Pictures and Blue Rider Productions, and was distributed straight to video by Vidmark Entertainment. Please say in space. I might get confused about which Leprechaun. Sorry, I zoned out. Okay. Leprechaun in Space, which is the 4th movie. As for you, Sylv, I mean, you didn't miss much. But anyway, I guess I'll repeat. Leprechaun in Space. Also, I don't blame you for zoning out. I feel like I've zoned out for the last year of my life, and after last night's realization, I feel like I'm going to crash out. Thank you. Anyway. Now, the question is, am I going to crash out on you-know-who? Am I going to crash out on myself? Am I going to crash out on James? I don't know yet. But anyway, Leprechaun in Space is a 1996 American science fiction comedy horror film directed by Brian Trenchard Smith and written by Dennis Pratt. Warwick Davis stars as the titular... Please do it on stream, but... What is it that I always say? You people pray for my downfall? Anyway, Warwick Davis stars as the titular Leprechaun, who this time terrorizes a Marine crew aboard a spaceship in order to retrieve a princess he intends to wed. Hornswoggle as Leprechaun. Haha, funny. Not a damn word of that was made up, by the way. That is the actual plot. How we went from a leprechaun terrorizing a family in a farm to this, I have no idea. But anyway, the film premiered on October 31st, 1996 in Russia, and then it released in North America on February 25th, 1997. Why the Russians got to see this first, I have no idea, and why the Russians have basically infiltrated the United States, Donald Trump. Anyway, the film is the fourth installment in... Oh yeah, I guess I should probably read. Although the film had a budget of just $1 million, there is no box office. Again, this went straight to video. Anyway, the film is the fourth installment in the Leprechaun series, preceded, of course, by Leprechaun 3. The Russians have lost everything. Putin likes little people. Yeah, anyway. What was I saying? Anyway, like its predecessors, all three of them... Putin, yep. Like its predecessors, Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3, Leprechaun in Space... Coke, gone. McDonald's, gone. Sprite, gone. Yep. Sprite. Anyway, like its predecessors, Leprechaun in Space received largely negative reviews. Despite the negative reception, however, it still led to a follow-up titled Leprechaun in the Hood, which sounds... You know, I would say I was excited about Leprechaun in the Hood, but after this one, I don't know. Anyway. Alright, this is probably going to be the shortest Wikipedia page ever. But anyway. What about that motherfucking reception? Well, the film holds a 30... That's a banger. Anyway. I'm excited. I'm excited about the WWE one. I'm not. Anyway. The film holds a 38% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 8 reviews with an average rating of 4.6 out of 10. 0 to 50 and 4, as I always say. The AV Club wrote that the outer space setting comes off as a desperate ploy to continue a horror series without having to pay any attention to continuity or the laws of reality. DVD Talk rated the film 3 stars out of 5 as recommended. Jesse and WWE Studios go hand in hand. If you mean in the way that WWE movies make me want to fucking kill myself more than I already do, yeah, they sure do. And that is literally all this Wikipedia page says. There's no home video history, there's no other reviews besides that. That's literally all the film's Wikipedia page said, the chaperone. You're making it sound better than it is. Anyway, but before you say, but what about home video? I literally just read off basically the entire Wikipedia page. There is basically no further information. Like, none. In fact, I'm just looking right. OSD, you like wrestling? Yeah, I can't even find any other information about Leprechaun 4, really. So, I guess we can just get right to the review. I mean, yeah. Considering how short of a Wikipedia page this is, I guess I can just... JCW and Memphis Wrestling up. Anyway. Because of how short of a Wikipedia page this is, I guess I can just skip right to the review. So before you say, but what about home video? That's not on this page. But to be fair, though, it was a straight-to-video movie, so I guess I can't... JCW is insane, clown, posse's wrestling, just... But would I know that? No. Anyway, but before you say, but what about home video? There is no home video history on this Wikipedia page. In fact, really the only information here is that it received negative reviews, the plot, cast, that's it. Have you listened to ICP? No, I have not. Anyway, so I guess we can just get right to the review. Only 20 minutes in. I'm impressed. Well, anyway. So, Leprechaun 4. Leprechaun in Space. Going back... I was a ninja back in the day. Jesse ain't no juggalo. Okay, anyway. Going back to when we did... Alright, so back this past Monday, a few days ago, 5 days ago, when we reviewed Leprechaun 1, I felt, if you recall, I felt that it was a little... Your audio quality is ass. I do apologize for that. On my end, everything is fine. I can't do anything. I can't do anything about the audio, sadly. So if the audio is shitty, out of my control, I do apologize. I cannot do anything to fix it that I am aware of. Crackly as a cracked out streetlit. Anyway, but what I was saying. But what I was trying to say. But going back to when we reviewed Leprechaun 1 on St. Patrick's Day, this past Monday. Light like a virgin on prom night. Okay, anyway. What I was saying, going back to this past Monday, type, not light. Well, sorry, I can't read. I'm in a chair. Okay, now anyway, sorry about that. I'm stupid and I'm illiterate and I'm stupid. This is my tiny little brain that I have because I'm a little stupid head. Anyway, you're a pussy. I'm a stupid head. Oh my god, we're perfect. Anyway. Okay, but going back to when we reviewed Leprechaun, the first one, this past St. Patrick's Day, if you recall, I thought the movie was fine. I thought it was overhyped. You know, many people made it out to be like one of the worst movies ever made. Leprechaun in Space, too. Anyway, what I was trying to say, I felt that it was a little overhyped. Like, because many people made Leprechaun out to be like one of the worst movies ever made and just god awful. This one was just bad, huh? Let me finish and you'll find out. Anyway, but I felt like the first movie was kind of overhyped, like with the cult following and people saying like it's bad. I watched it and like, yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't like the fun kind of bad. Like it was just fine. Talk softly. Talk softly to us like you're whispering in our... Madam Web too? I don't know, but again, I don't know what's up with the audio quality, and also I'm not really like good at whispering. I have my mom tell me all the time, like, whisper or lower your voice, and I'm like, I can't fucking help it. You're telling a tism to... Anyway, but you actually sound worse now. Okay, well, fuck that plan. Again, I don't know what's up with the audio quality. Don't know how to fix it. Just remember, this show is held together by an iPad and a dream. Okay, anyway. Coco 2. Okay, anyway, back to the movie. Oh, we need more mom vids. How old is she? Oh god, she was born in like 1980, I think. Yeah, 1980. So listen, I'm losing track. Okay, I've just been through fuck all everything. That at this point, age is not my concern. It's humans. Is she 80? No, I just said she was born in 80. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, okay, but what I was saying. But I just felt that Same. Okay, anyway. But I just felt that Leprechaun was overhyped. I went into it expecting Grandma, yep. I went into it expecting, like, one of the worst movies ever made in a fun way, and instead I just got mid. Though I will say, Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun is a standout. Like, if there's any Steve Harvey, Naked Grandma. Anyway, like, if there's any reason who hyped it, us. No, everyone ever. Anyway, before I get interrupted again, but what I was saying, but Family Feud, stay tuned. Oh, that would actually be an amazing topic. Anyway, but what I was saying, but I feel like that'd be a great. That's what I just said. Like, great topic. And the thing with Family Feud is we really don't need to cover like any specific episode, season, etc. We can just cover the whole thing. But anyway, story for another time. But back to Leprechaun. But I just thought it was mid. Like, not even the fun kind of mid, just mid. But I will say, if there is any reason you're going to be watching that first movie, it's Warwick Davis. He steals the show as the Leprechaun. So how does Leprechaun in Space stack up? Considering it has such a laughably ridiculous title and an even more laughably ridiculous premise, surely it should be great, right? Or at the very least, just fun. No. Sadly, no. Bride of Chucky, but I mean, I haven't seen Bride of Chucky, but if Bride of Chucky is anything like this, well, take Bride of Chucky, put it in a blender with Alien, there you go. They basically just did a weird mashup of Bride of Chucky and Alien. A solid year, I think, before... Wait, it's like Alien? Well, tell me if this sounds familiar, okay? Tell me if this sounds familiar. A Marine crew aboard a spaceship, everything's going fine, but then a creature starts terrorizing the Marine crew on the spaceship, and they're all killed off and carted away one by one, all while the crew try to survive. Sound familiar? Totally different, yeah. Again, sound familiar? It's fucking Alien. Literally, like verbatim. Not even one of them specifically, just the whole franchise. But anyway, until one survived. Let me just read the plot, because I watched this earlier and I still don't remember shit that happened in it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. I don't care. Okay. They deduce that the... Are there any bald ladies in it? No. Anyway. Okay. Leprechaun is sucked into space and explodes. Brooks joins the... Or Books, not Brooks. Book cancer patients. Anyway, Books joins the others at the helm, and they deduce that the password is Wizard, since Dr. Mittenhand previously compared himself to the Wizard of Oz. After stopping the self-destruct sequence, Books and Reeves kiss while Styx looks out the window to see the leprechaun's giant hand giving him the finger. So there are 3 survivors at least. But it's basically the plot of Alien. Just swap out a xenomorph with a fucking leprechaun. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay, but, oh yeah. Can I just say, the plot of this movie, Alien, stay tuned. Yep, that's another movie I'm impressed we've danced around successfully. But anyway, there's actually a lot of topics that I'm actually really impressed we haven't covered in the 250 plus episodes of this. But anyway, okay, can I just say, by the way, I might be unavailable on my birthday. That's okay. Just that's okay. Like, if on your birthday, that's okay. Anyway, I know we said kick ass, but still, yeah. So if need be, then I might push kick ass till the day before or the day after. I don't know yet. Actually, when's your birthday again? Because I'll probably make an appearance if I have time. Yeah. But if not, I'll probably, I don't know. I haven't decided with kick. April 7th. Okay, so I'll think about it. But anyway, I'll think about it. Anyway, can I just say, in regards to Leprechaun in Space, the plot, which I should have liked, just came off stupid. And not even like the fun kind of stupid, just stupid. In 2096, on a remote planet, the Moana 2. Stay tuned. Okay, anyway, what I was saying. In 2096, on a remote planet, the leprechaun courts an alien princess named Zarina in a nefarious plot to become the king of her home planet. The two agree to marry, with each partner secretly planning to kill the other after the wedding night in order to enjoy the marriage benefits. Sex, large number two. Okay, yeah, everything I just read. You would think a plot that absurd would work, but instead it just comes off stupid. And thing is, again, I watched this movie earlier. It's on Peacock. All of them are. And I still think I either zoned out or the movie just did. Sylveon, but yes. Anyway, I watched this on Peacock earlier, and I still. Okay, either they did explain why the leprechaun is in this at all, or they Fluttershy, but yes, okay. Can you let me finish, please? Because you're clearly not listening. Tonight on the cock. Anyway. Okay, I watched this earlier. Either they did explain how the leprechaun is in this, or I zoned out, or what. But there is like no Pika but two. Okay, anyway. But there is like no reason for the leprechaun to even be here other than I don't know. Okay, like I get the first movie is already really stupid and absurd, but this one but here's the explanation. Somehow Leprechaun return that they may as well have done that. No, but what I was trying he needs his pot of gold. Yeah, no, they don't. I mean, the pot of gold is briefly. Does Leprechaun die in the first movie? If I remember correctly, he is defeated, but do they explain how. Maybe I should have watched Leprechaun 2 and 3, but as far as I'm aware, they don't explain how he returns in this one. Much less how he is on a distant planet in the year 2096. Like, he was on Earth in the first movie, and then now he's here. Anyway, but somehow Leprechaun just comes back unharmed on a distant planet in 29. Yep, you just hit the nail on the head. But anyway, but oh yeah, can I just say, I will say, this movie is kind of the inverse of the first. Oh, somehow our wonder was after dark. Yep. Can I just say as well, by the way, this movie was kind of the inverse of the first one. No, I don't mean the inverse as in it was actually good. No. With Spot Gay movie. Yeah, let me finish. Okay. With Leprechaun 1, I felt that the human characters were just uninteresting. Inverse means inverse that it wasn't fun. Let me finish. With the first movie, I felt that the human characters were just boring and that the leprechaun was the best part. But in this movie, it's a complete reversal. I felt that the leprechaun was just underutilized and felt like a tacked on afterthought, while the human characters, I mean, I still didn't love them, but I felt the slow guy was good. Anyway, but the human characters, I mean, I still didn't love them, but honestly, in this case, I felt they were more interesting than the leprechaun. Oh, did I forget to mention that the leprechaun barely has any screen time in this one? Like, barely any. Alien Resurrection. Stay tuned. Yeah, anyway. No, but like, wait, what? Barely? Yeah, barely in this one. I mean, granted, the first movie kind of did that too, but it was because it was low budget. This one though, there's no excuse. Like, it had. I mean, it was still low budget. I said $1 million, but it's still bigger budget than the first one. But here, the Leprechaun barely showed. Like, he's in like the first couple minutes, but they cut back and forth between him and the spaceship crew, and he really only factors into like the last act when they're trying to defeat him. But most of the movie cuts back and forth. With most of it, I'm pretty sure still focusing on the Marines. In fact, I'm pretty sure 90% of it focused on them. Stop being a penis. Okay, anyway. Anyway, but what I was saying. But, oh yeah. Stop having a penis. Oh. Anyway, but what I was trying to say. But another thing about this movie as well, because, okay, for the first couple minutes, like maybe the first 10, 15 minutes, I didn't think about it. But then the whole rest of the movie, from like the 20-minute mark, this came to me and it makes so much sense. This movie, and this is where I think it went wrong. This movie feels like it was conceived, written, and filmed as a completely original sci fi thriller, but then at some point during production, they said, oh, this isn't clicking the way we thought it would. So they just did some last minute rewrites, called in Warwick Davis to do some last minute reshoots, and they tacked the leprechaun on. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It feels like they shot this as just an Alien ripoff, but then it wasn't clicking the way they wanted it to. So they just called in Warwick Davis, rewrote the script a little bit, last minute rewrites, exactly. This feels like a Kangaroo Jack situation. That was literally that's what I'm saying. Leprechaun in Space feels like a Kangaroo Jack situation. It feels like they just made a movie that was a ripoff of Alien, but then they didn't think it was very good, so they just did some rewrites, called in Warwick Davis to put on the Leprechaun getup, did some last minute reshoots, and voila. New but still similar movie. Kangaroo Jack started out as an R rated crime film. Correct. Kangaroo in Space, yep. But the test audiences liked the kangaroo, so they did some reshoots, yep. And again, that's what it feels like they did here. It feels like that something happened that made them work in the Leprechaun. Difference is Kangaroo Jack in Space, yep. Difference is, though, I mean, Kangaroo Jack's not a good movie either, but difference is Kangaroo Jack, Good Day USA, stay tuned, yep. Anyway, difference is, though, Kangaroo Jack is not a good movie either, but it's at least a memorable movie. It's at least a meme. Yeah, Kangaroo Jack is at least funny. It may not be a good movie, but it is at least funny. Leprechaun in Space, on the other hand, I can't recall a single gag that was remotely funny. At most, it was towards the end when the leprechaun Kangaroo Jack suffered from Snow Dog's effect. Yep, it sure did. Anyway, Snow Dog, stay tuned. Anyway, okay, but at most, the one gag that I thought was mildly amusing was when the leprechaun breaks into the like laboratory and you hear like the doorbell. That Jesse almost died. Yep. Anyway, but at most, the one gag that I thought was funny was when the leprechaun breaks into the lab and you hear like the doorbell. You know, like just a regular house doorbell. But even then, it wasn't like super hysterically laugh out loud funny. It was just mildly amusing. This was dumb like that time I was in Fortnite. Yep. Anyway. Alright, but what I was saying. But even then, the doorbell gag wasn't even do the pointing at behind you face with the anyway. Okay, but what I was saying. But anyway. Okay, but yeah. The doorbell gag wasn't even like funny at all. It was just amusing. Like, okay, that's kind of clever. But even then, that's like one decently funny moment, decently amusing, in a sea of just failed comedy attempts. And cut down a 30-minute video to 24. Congrats. Alright, I'm not repeating myself, Spider, but if you're wondering, I was talking about Leprechaun in Space. Again, I'm not repeating myself, so picking up from where... Best part, doorbell sound effect. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, picking up from where I left off, but that's another thing. I said that this movie feels like just a generic Alien ripoff with the Leprechaun tacked on. Not only that, release the 30-minute cut. Anyway, what I was saying, but not only does this movie feel like a, not only does this movie feel like an Alien ripoff with the leprechaun just tacked on at the last minute, but not only that, but like, okay, this is the best way I can describe it. The Last Airbender had an guess you want dead silent. Funny. Okay. Anyway. Yes, I would love that Okay, hang on. Alright, hang on. The Last Airbender had almost an hour cut from the film. Damn. I still haven't seen that one. But anyway. Or, I also haven't seen a full episode of The Last Airbender. I'll watch Last Airbender when you watch Smiling Friends. Okay, anyway, but what I was saying. But, to quote Scott the Woz, I'll watch Ninjago when you watch... I'll make you a deal. Oh. Anyway, to quote Scott the Woz, I'll watch Ninjago when you watch Manimal. You know, that quote got me in Scott's Lego video. You watch Avatar, The Last Airbender, and we go like that, and you shush. Okay, ass face. I guess it's a deal. I don't know when I'll get to Last Airbender, but I will get to it. I love how I'm just in a toxic relationship with everybody. Watch it whenever. Okay. By the way, I love how I'm in a toxic relationship with all of you. Every last one of you. You know, I used to think I was the toxic one. Insert Joker quote here. Anyway, I'm addicted to you don't. I'm addicted to you don't know that you're toxic. What did I do? I mean, colorblind. That's what you did. Anyway. Oh, and there is something else, honestly, that I did kind of suppress. And I love what you do. Don't you know? Don't you know that you're toxic? Okay. Anyway, back to you, Spider. That's a good song, by the way. Anyway, back to you, Spider. Um, there was something you said last year too. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Facts are considered toxic. I was finishing what I almost forgot. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Anyway, Spider is facts. Okay, what I was trying to say. You, Spider. There was something you said last year that randomly came back to me earlier, but I don't want to say it on camera because I might get a little triggered. I might tell you after the show. Too high, can't come down. Okay, back to say it. Okay, I don't remember exactly how it went. No jeering. Okay, anyway. Okay, I don't remember like exactly how it went, but I do remember essentially what you conveyed. Um, I guess for historical context, this was right when shit was getting like really bad. My loneliness is killing me, and I. Okay, anyway. For historical context, this was like right when shit was getting really bad with, Mexican Man. Anyway, and you said directly aimed at me during quite the heated argument, you're referring to my gender. That's not who you are, it's just who you think you are. I'm pretty sure that's about what you said. That just came to me the other day, and goddamn, it hurt. Oh, it hurt back then, but when it just randomly comes back to me, who's Mexican Man? Hey, you know the gardener that we've mentioned before? Spider, your body might. Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, back to Leprechaun, but I've trauma dumped enough tonight. Okay, back to Leprechaun, but I'm Joke. Yes, I know you're Joke. So am I. Wait, let me add the letter A to that. There we go. I'm a joke and live. I said it. I said it because I knew it would grab your attention, so you can calm down. You were freaking out. Well, I mean, yeah, I do. I do remember that, but I don't know. Like, your intentions were, well, when you put it that way, your intentions were good. They were good, but like it was bad. Yeah, I know. Again, your intentions were good, but I don't know. Maybe it was just the way you said it that made it sound a little rough to me. But again, I understand where you're coming from. I understand when you put it that way. Back to Leprechaun before I lose it. Actually, please, back to Leprechaun. Oh, God. Okay, I guess I'll read this. I mean, I'm with Spider. It was bad at the time because you were literally so fucking insufferable. I understand things were awful to you, but back to the issues. Okay, now back to Leprechaun, pretty please. I'm not trying to sound insufferable when I say that. It's just I would prefer this episode to not take a further nosedive into I'm a little T-bitch, short and fucking retarded. Here's the yeah. Did I actually oh my god. I just had to open my fucking mouth tonight. You did say, yes, I do remember now. Another one of those that I've Oh, Jesus Christ. I do remember now that you say it. I wish I. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, now you, Spider. I do kind of regret it, though. Kind of a messed up thing for me to say. As long as you regret it, as long as you're not, like, sticking by that state, I do regret snapping too. Okay. Now directed at both of you. As long as you both regret your actions, but, like, Jesse, you need help for real. Yeah, I know. Okay. Alright, I know that this entire lore dump is much more interesting than Leprechaun is at the moment, but let's please get back to the movie before I probably scream into this chair. Just pretty please, because one of these days you could. Yes, I know. I'm not trying to run away from the problem, but I'm trying to just get back on top. I get where you're coming from. Now, can we please get back to the movie? Just pretty please. I don't. I. What does Jesse rate it? 1. Okay. Well, actually, thank you for asking. 1 for the door. Okay, I mean, yeah, technically. Okay, but what I was gonna say, I do have a positive, like an event or Kmart in gas. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what the hell that means. Okay, anyway. But I will say there is one positive that I do have for Leprechaun in Space. For being produced on kind of a tight budget, I do think the set design was really good. And the costume design. Like, you wouldn't really notice that it's like a low budget movie that way. Like, Vince McMahon, come on out, you rapist. Yeah, anyway. Bitches. Vince comes out. Yeah, anyway. No chance. Okay, anyway. But what I was saying, but. Okay. God damn it. Okay, but. The set design and the costume design were really nice, I will admit. For being produced on just $1 million, you really wouldn't be able to. John Cena turned bad recently. Yeah, I know, and it's because of that Twitter became insufferable, and not even the funny kind of insufferable, just insufferable. Like, okay, John Cena's bad. I get it. Move on. It was getting a little annoying. I will reiterate, I wish I could fucking delete. Are they complaining? No, just non-stop jokes, but not even jokes that I find particularly funny. Just jokes that I just clarified, but okay, thanks for your little rant there. Anyway, but back to the movie. But yeah, I did think the costume design and the set design were really nice for being such a low budget film. Like, that's a positive, I will say. If you can make a movie on a really tight budget and still have it look good, well, then that means there's at least some talent working on the film. Oh, God. God, I remember when one wrestler turned bad and his Wikipedia article was vandalized with slurs. Yep. You know what? I'm a little glad. You can't see color. That's a. I'm glad this episode is calmer than the last two, but that ain't helping. I mean, that's really funny, but I will admit, but that still did not help. No chance. Okay, anyway. No chance in hell. Okay, anyway, but what I was saying, but. Jesus Christ. Okay, but. Okay, anyway, but. Yeah. Are there any real positives other than the production design? Not really, no. But see, okay. Fred from SpongeBob. My leg! Yeah. Name a character who's been through more than Fred from SpongeBob. Oh, wait! Anyway. Is the production design terrible? No, I actually just said. I literally just said the costume design and the set design, so basically the production design, are actually really well done for being on such a tight budget. Like, for just being $1 million in budget, it actually looks really high quality. That's not a high bar, but it at least looks nice. Cena is Fred Figglehorn's dad, too. Oh, that's a deep cut. Yeah, but the set design for Battlefield Earth is good, too. Yeah, but I haven't seen Battlefield Earth, so I can't really compare. But I'll just take your word for it. But that movie's terrible, too. Okay, well, I guess that's a fair playing ground. Stay tuned. Yeah, anyway. Okay, but in conclusion, Leprechaun in Space. I think it could have been fun. John Travolta as an old McDonald had a farm. Yep, sure did. John Travolta as an alien with a squeaky voice. Yep, okay, anyway. Alright. I think Alien... Or, Alien... Well, yeah. Alright. I think Leprechaun in Space could have been legitimately really fun. But was it? No. In fact, I guess what I was expecting out of it was a more... And some human lead with long hair. Where have I seen that before? Looks at you. Shut up. Okay. Funny, but shut up. Okay, anyway. But... Anyway. Okay, but... I guess what I was expecting... Because when you hear a title as absurd as Leprechaun in Space... Battlefield Earth! Yep, alright. When you hear a title that is as absurd as Leprechaun in Space, you kind of expect it... You kind of... Okay, like, you hear a title like Leprechaun in Space. You expect something a bit more silly. Like, I expect stupid... Well, I mean, yeah, I was expecting stupid, but that's the only thing I was expecting, was the word stupid. But I was expecting something stupid, yes, but I was expecting something more tongue-in-cheek. Something that's, like, completely self-aware of how stupid it is. Like, okay, we know this premise is stupid. We know the leprechaun doesn't belong here. So let's just roll with it. I was hoping to see some mindless violence. I got the mindless, but where's the... Exactly, like... Oh, and my main problem, and I'll use this to conclude. My main problem is that it's too funny to be entirely serious, but then it's too serious to be entirely funny. Funny image. Oh, yeah, wait. 1 more minute. It's not quite midnight. It's 11:59. We do it at 12. So 1 more minute. Remember, we do the funny image at 12. Unless it's a Saturday, because SNL. So wait 1 more minute. Survey says... Oh, God. Alright, now it's time for the funny image. I don't know what that is, but same. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but same. Jamaican banana. I mean, yeah, it's a Jamaican banana. Jamaican. Yeah. Fuck you. Okay, anyway. Okay, but anyway, what I was saying. But back to my conclusion. It's too funny, Janaik. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. What I was saying. It's damn it. Okay, but what I was trying to say. Jamaican the Flidley colorblind skibbity banana. Oh my god. Big African nan. Nigga Yep. Nigga nan. Okay. Nicker treat. Okay. Anyway. Okay, but in conclusion, my main problem, honestly, with Leprechaun in Space is that it's too funny. I like that one, Gas. Yeah. Anyway, is that it's too funny to be entirely scary, but then it's too serious to be entirely funny. Because, like, the movie plays itself fairly serious, but then you have this, like, it really does feel like the Leprechaun was tacked on. Well, how about next time you get yourself a nigga nan that can handle the Jamaican style? Anyway. Okay, but it really does feel like the Leprechaun character was tacked on at the last minute. Because again, this movie plays itself fairly serious for most of its runtime. But then you have the Leprechaun character who feels very out of place in this setting. And then you have tacked on for cum, yep. And then you have the jokes, or at least attempts at jokes, that also feel very out of place. But I will say, oh yeah, but yeah, to conclude, do I think Leprechaun in Space is a bad movie? Yes. Plain and simple, yes, it's a bad movie. And I'm honestly disappointed that it wasn't even the fun kind of stupid. Because the title absolutely should have absolutely lived up to that title. Other than, can I come? Okay, anyway. I will say, though, I will say, out of the bad movies that I, like, when I say bad, I mean worst of the worst. Out of the worst bad movies that I have reviewed so far, you know, those being The Chaperone, Dougal, The Room, Madam Web, and this, those are the movies I would call the worst of the worst that I've covered so far. If I had to pick between any of them, you know, The Room, Leprechaun in Space, Madam Web, Chaperone, Dougal, you can put The Room on the worst because you rated it a 10. Oh yeah, I forgot. I mean, it's still not a great movie, but yeah, I forgot. I did rate it a 10. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, but still though, if we're talking the worst of the worst movies I've reviewed on this show, I think I would still watch Leprechaun in Space over The Chaperone, but that's still not a high bar. Worst movie gets a 10. So bad it's good movies don't count as the... Okay, well, thanks for the clarification / correction. Sorry, I'm stupid. Especially because this episode just essentially made me realize how stupid I am. Anyway, but... Jesse Logic. Yes, I know, I'm stupid. Move on, please. Okay, anyway. Oh, I forgot. This is one... Shut up, cum. Why don't you shut up first? Anyway, but I would still pick Madam Web, or god damn it, no, I would still pick Leprechaun in Space over like Madam Web, but even then, that's not a high bar. But yeah, Leprechaun in Space gets a 1. Just a measly little 1. It's weapon time. No. And now it's time for the part of the show where I say something completely unrelated that is on my mind, purely to pad out the runtime and make this it's Chapin time. Shut up and let me finish. Oh, that's right, you can't. Anyway. And now it's time for my favorite part of the show. The part of the show where I yap on about something completely unrelated that is on my mind, purely to pad out the runtime. So I've made it quite. You ever just get upset for absolutely no? Yes, actually, I do. For no, like actually, for once, a question that you did interrupt me in the middle of me earlier. Yeah, you did interrupt me, but I'll allow that just because that was a valid question and a valid question that I do relate to. Hence my busy status. Yeah, that made honestly, I kind of suspected that because typically when you do put that as your status, you're either feeling pissy or yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. Lego games are or doing renders, yeah, that too. That too. Anyway, I'm gonna be real with you. The Lego games are kind of the last thing, but this time it was pissy. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. The Lego games are kind of the last thing keeping me sane at the moment, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. No, that's not what I was gonna say originally, but seriously, the Lego games have been keeping me occupied lately, but I don't know if you can call that a good or a bad thing. Like, on the one hand, it's good. I found a bunch of fun. Lego games are a blessing. Well, yeah, they are. I mean, on the one hand, it is a blessing. Fleshlight, yeah. I mean, on the one hand, it's a blessing. You know, they're fun games. They're great games mostly, except Lego Movie 2 game. That one sucks ass. Cope, shut up. But on the other hand, hoof job, yeah. By the way, Cope definitely didn't help. Now, anyway. Oh, please shut up. Please shut up. Please shut up. Anyway, but on the other hand, the reason why I say I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not is because if you remember the whole thing with air horns, yep, please let me finish. On the other hand, the reason why I say I'm not really sure if me being attached to the Lego games is a good thing or not is because Epic MLG. Stop! I meant the games were a Coke. Oh. I'm in love with the Coco. Oh my god. Anyway, the reason why I say I'm not really sure if the games are a good thing for me or not is because if you remember how upset I can get for no reason and how violent my thoughts are, imagine handing me a series of video games where the whole control setup is button mashing and beating the shit out of everything and everyone. I'm in love with the Coco. I got it for the Lolo. Yeah, I'm not even focused on that right now because you're not even focused on me right now. No, but yeah, I'm just saying. You hand me a series of video games where the whole premise is beating the shit out of everyone and everything when my thoughts are as violent as they are. You tell me. On the one hand, it's very therapeutic. On the other hand, I think I might be learning the wrong lessons. Finals week or my final week? Stay tuned. Okay, now on to what I was originally going to say before I got that question handed to me. But yeah, short answer, yes, I do get upset for no reason, quite a bit. Spend a day with me. You'll find a reason to cuss me out. Anyway. Okay, but I've made it quite clear before that it's the final count. Oh my god. I think you probably meant an event earlier. Alright, what'd you say? Jesus Christ. Event. It's a fucking fuck peanut. Anyway. Okay, but... What I was saying. But... Anyway. What I was originally going to say. Like an Elliot R event and what... I don't even know what the hell that is. Okay, anyway. Anyway. But what I was saying. But... I've made it quite clear before that I'm more of a movie and TV person than a video game one. I do play video games. I do like video games, but I've always been more into film and TV. I will say, though, I do have one specific... Oh, Jesus. Yes, my status is in redid. Please stop. My God. Listen, I love the jokes, but please just listen to me for once. Anyway. Okay. But I do have one specific reason why I'm more into film than video games. And I can actually explain this reason pretty well. I feel like movies and TV shows, while they are complicated to preserve, are much easier to preserve. Because... Bop, 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 skippity... Stop! I'll be back. Okay. I'll just wait for you to get back. I'll just wait for you to get back. I'm here to snuff out all the snuff and get BJs all day. Okay, anyway, what I was trying to fucking say. Okay, but I've made it pretty clear before. I've always been more of a movie and TV person than a video game one. Not to say I don't like video games, of course. I have many games across many How do you do, Alan? Do you perhaps eat Conker's Bad Fur Day for breakfast? Oh my God. Anyway. I've made it quite clear before that I'm more into movies and TV than I am video games. Not to say that I don't like games at all. It's just I've always been more of an anyway. Jesus Christ. Beep, beep, beep. What the fuck? Anyway. Okay, but I've always been more into movies and TV than video games. And I actually have one very good reason that I can actually explain and justify really well. You see, I've always felt that while I do think, preserving... Oh my God. Have you ever heard of Randy Stairs and AEG? No. Anyway. While yes, both mediums are hard to preserve, a 90-minute movie can easily fit on any VHS tape, Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. Why does Randy feel familiar? I don't know. Anyway. But anyway. A 90-minute movie could theoretically fit on anything. And thus, I think it's kind of easier to preserve. While a video game is much harder. Exactly, games can feel like 50 hours long. No, I don't know, Randy. But anyway, but video games are much harder to preserve because, like I said, with a movie, you can theoretically put a movie on any format if you know what you're doing. But a video game, that's not as easy. Video games are made, with very specific hardware in mind and sometimes very specific software and specific formats and specific control setups. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It's the easiest example to jump to. Lego Dimensions. Ignoring the licensing costs, which I think are the main reason hasn't been ported over, I think the other reason why the Flames of Disaster, yes, anyway, I think the main reason why Lego Dimensions has not been ported over to new systems has nothing to do with the licensing costs. I think it has to do with how reliant the game is on the toy pad. It's not as simple as just placing your figure on the base and then you just play a video game. No. Specific portions of gameplay, and a good chunk of gameplay too, rely on half of it is licensing costs. Well, yeah, half of it. The other half is what I'm saying. The other half is the fact that it's very reliant on the toy pad, in that specific gameplay moments require it. 1 minute you're swapping characters around on the base, shift. The next minute the chroma puzzles are the fucking worst, okay? If you ever get to play Lego Dimensions, brace yourself for the chroma puzzles. Those are the fucking worst. You got to have a bachelor's degree. Alright, now what you saying? Are you getting at that Lego needs to make a Leprechaun in space game? No! Anyway, but yeah, what I was trying to say. I think the main reason I've been more into movies than games over my life is because I just think it's easier to preserve movies. Jesse is right, yeah. It's because I think movies are much easier to preserve for future generations than video games. Again, and Jesse, it's fine that you like movies more. Yeah, thank you for understanding that at least. Again, I have nothing against video games. That's just how I've always been. It's just how I've always been. Wonder After Dark makes the rules. Are you sure about that? Because I feel like I've just lost control of this show in the same way that I've lost control of my life. By the way, I kind of hate the SpongeBob franchise at this point because Jesse secretly wants to destroy video games. Shut up. No, but... Well, ha 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 ha. Yep. Okay, anyway. Okay. Anyway. What I was going to say. Okay, but... Not gonna lie, I kind of hate the SpongeBob franchise at this point because it indirectly led to my downfall. Keyword there, indirectly. I'm not blaming the show. I have no quote for tonight. Oh, that's rare. I guess you just can't think of a quote, or you're just that exhausted. I guess, I don't know. Or maybe you've just exhausted all of your quotes. But anyway, what I was originally saying. I just don't like the SpongeBob franchise at this point because it kind of... By the way, you can't hate a franchise because one person, our gardener, I'm not blaming it on him. Don't assume. Let me finish. Don't. Before you. Oh, yeah, thank you. My bad. No worries. Anyway, although he is a fan of it, that's not where I'm going. Anyway, what I was saying. It's just. Well, it's two things. First off, it's just the SpongeBob fandom in general. Like, there are some great fans, don't get me wrong. But, look, honey, stop. Did you get down with your garden? No! Anyway, what I was trying to say. Okay, but it's just the SpongeBob fandom, just in general. Like, there are some great SpongeBob fans, don't get me wrong. But it feels like as of late, there's just more negative. SpongeBob fandom will defend Squidward even when he's legitimately wrong. Well, I mean, that's kind of a valid one. But for me, it's the fact that something will get announced and they'll say the whole, Steven Hillenberg never wanted this, even though their basis is just complete bullshit. Like, okay, people always say that Steven Hillenberg never wanted any spin offs. But here's the thing, he never actually said that. What he said was that he didn't see any, which is, in my opinion, a very different statement. Doesn't see does not equate to doesn't want. How do they know that he thought? Exactly. But that's the quote. Simply that he didn't see any spin offs, not that he didn't want any. Anyway, but that's reason number one. Bieber tentacles will punish Squidward for always being mean to everyone in Bieber. Yeah, they aren't in his mind. Exactly. Anyway. And the other thing is that it's the same song and dance every fucking time with SpongeBob lately. Look at this. It's the same cycle. A new SpongeBob thing gets announced. People react super negatively towards it online. They act like it defiled Steven Hillenberg and Huss fucked his ashes. It comes out, and everyone forgets about it. Repeat. Old SpongeBob good, new SpongeBob bad. That too. Band Geeks is the only good episode. That too. Really, I just don't like the SpongeBob fandom. Plain and simple. I know that I'm kind of pouring gasoline into a fire by saying that, but it's true. There was never gross. That too. Really, the SpongeBob fandom is, not gonna lie, a little tiny bit worse than a lot of them. And of course, the other reason why I'm kind of with SpongeBob, I'm trying to keep it vague to avoid any potential problem. Oh, also, there were no bad episodes in the first 3 seasons. Yeah. Okay, this may or may not be a hot take. I'm with Stupid was pretty bad. Well, yeah, that, I mean, I would call that memorable, but it's still pretty bad. But an episode that I personally don't really like from the early part of the show is The Paper. Really, just because it's just nothing. It's just them playing with a piece of paper for 11. Like, okay, you could make the same argument about the box, but the difference is that the paper is funny, but it's really. I mean, yeah, like, funny, but really, I forget what it's called, but the box. What was the name of the cussing episode? Sailor Mouth. And Sailor Mouth is a great episode, but we'll talk about that another time. But either way, SpongeBob fans are just the worst. I'm sure there are the great ones out there, but most of the ones I've seen are just insufferable. Oh, and of course, the other reason, and this is the main reason why I'm kind of iffy with the Great Snail Race, was that one too. Anyway, another reason why I've just been iffy with the SpongeBob franchise as of late, Sleepy Time was also bad. That one too. Anyway, who knows? Maybe someday I'll just do a dedicated list of bad TV show episodes. But anyway, to conclude what I was trying to say, Another SpongeBob, or another reason, and this is actually the definitive reason why I'm not super crash hot on SpongeBob like I used to be. Uh, if you smoke enough, they're all watchable. I mean, perhaps. Anyway, what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say. The main reason, honestly, why I'm not super big on SpongeBob anymore, and I'm keeping it kind of non-descriptive to avoid any potential problems. Not even if you smoke enough is the chaperone good. No. Anyway, what I was saying. The main reason why I'm kind of out of SpongeBob at the moment is people. I'm not allowing you to say the people to avoid potential problems, but people who did things, who associated themselves with the SpongeBob, say the people. No, I genuinely won't. I don't want to cause problems. Now, please let me finish. But let's just say people who associated themselves with the SpongeBob franchise, and arguably say what they are then. Evil people who associated themselves with the SpongeBob SquarePants franchise and claim themselves to be the gardener. No! And claim to associate themselves with the SpongeBob franchise and its rich production history, but instead wanted to ensure that they torture innocent people, myself included, and basically belittle and reduce them down to their last remaining brain cell to the point where all they can do is just tear out their hair and scream and cause other people to be fucking pussies. To quote Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I have grown quite weary. Are you talking about Joshua Dufresne? I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know who that is. Mr. Enter. Okay, well, yeah, Mr. Enter I hear is kind of toxic. But Joshua, whoever that is, I don't know who that is. I don't know. Well, that was more interesting than Leprechaun, now wasn't it? Anyway, I don't think I want to review a single Leprechaun movie ever again if they're all this boring. This is kind of a sad episode. No, really, this was kind of sad. The movie should have been great, but you need to do... Okay, well, I'll do Leprechaun Origins, and then I'm done. We need to do Leprechaun... Okay, fine, I'll do Leprechaun in the Hood, then Leprechaun Origins, then I'm done. After that, never again. Because I don't know if I can live with all of them just being boring. If I'm gonna watch a bad movie, I would at least like the fun kind of bad. Make a quote. Okay, I'm about to now anyway, but I guess to conclude tonight's episode, tonight was weirdly sad. If the last two episodes could be described as unorganized, funny chaos, this one was kind of sad. Because, like, the movie that I was kind of hoping would be fun was just kind of stupid and, in turn, disappointing. Might as well do the rest of them. Might be the only YouTuber in history to sit through all. I don't know. Anyway. But instead, it was just disappointing. I was then reminded how much of a disappointment I was last year. And honestly, I still kind of feel like a disappointment, not gonna lie. You know. And then I just expressed my disappointment with other people. I guess, to put it lightly tonight, my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. But will I elaborate further? Nope, because I've said enough. But for now, That's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. If you do drugs, oh yeah, I actually did forget to ask, what did we learn? I can't believe I almost ended this without asking. But yeah, what did we learn? We learned that Leprechaun is boring. Yes. Anyway, back to the outro. Cannot believe I almost forgot. I'm so stupid. Anyway, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Good night, and Lego need to make a Leprechaun. No! Have a day.